$100 billion, despite reports that the country repeatedly used weapons to cause mass civilian casualties during its ongoing military intervention in Yemen. President Trump also cast doubt on U.S. intelligence assessments, including that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had ordered the murder and dismemberment of Washington Post contributing journalist and Saudi regime critic Jamal Khashoggi. At a campaign rally in 2015, then-candidate Trump articulated what would matter most to him in any conflict between his personal financial incentives related to the Saudis and American values and policy goals. Quote, Saudi Arabia, I get along great with all of them. They buy apartments from me. They spend $40 million, $50 million, he continued. Am I supposed to dislike them? I like them very much. Over a 7-month period, in 2017 and 2018, while the United Arab Emirates, UAE, lobbied Trump administration officials to support a blockade of Qatar that Saudi Arabia and the UAE had imposed, the UAE spent tens of thousands of dollars at the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., through 4 different stays. For many years, President Trump had business interests in Dubai, and he maintained those interests while he was in office. In February 2017, just after Donald Trump took office, both Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump attended the opening of a new Trump-branded golf course in the UAE. Importantly, the foreign payments to President Trump identified in this report are likely only a small fraction of the total amount of such payments he received during his presidency. This report is not able to provide a more comprehensive account of all the foreign emoluments former President Trump's businesses received during the time period covered by the committee's subpoena as a result of Chairman Comer's successful effort in coordination with Trump's attorneys to block the production of the remaining documents in discovery as soon as he became chairman in 2023, as well as the failure of President Trump to provide to Mazars or Mazars' failure to retain many key documents. Although the Supreme Court ruled in the committee's favor, and despite the fact that a federal judge was monitoring Mazars' ongoing compliance with the court-approved settlement, Chairman Comer deliberately scuttled this agreement. Astonishingly, soon after becoming chairman, Representative Comer claimed, I honestly didn't even know who or what Mazars was. For years, President Trump aggressively litigated the case to thwart Mazars' compliance with the committee. But Chairman Comer has blamed Democrats for investigating Trump for 6 years. Instead of honoring the approved settlement, Chairman Comer made clear what he planned to do. I know exactly what I'm investigating: money the Bidens received from China. As promised, Chairman Comer halted any further document productions relating to President Trump's receipt of foreign payments from China or any other country, and launched an investigation of President Joseph Biden's son, which to date has produced no evidence of any constitutional or criminal wrongdoing by President Biden. Let's take a break, and we'll be back in a moment with more of White House for Sale, a 156-page report from the Democrats on the Committee on Oversight and Accountability. I'm Beowulf Rockland. This is Facepalm America. Facepalm America, I'm Beowulf Rockland. Let's continue reading White House for Sale, a report by Democrats on the Committee on Oversight and Accountability. In addition to placing his personal loyalty to Donald Trump above the institutional interests of Congress and the integrity of the Constitution, Chairman Comer worked with Donald Trump's attorneys to bury further evidence of former President Trump's misconduct by depriving the committee's Democratic staff of the ability to work with Mazars to conduct further searches for responsive records, including for any documents regarding payments potentially from Russia, South Korea, South Africa, and Brazil. Notably, the set of documents Mazars did produce before Chairman Comer's shocking decision to release the company from its obligations contained some staggering omissions. Under the terms of the September 2022 settlement agreement, Mazars was required to produce 1. All documents from 2014 through 2018 related to any false or inaccurate information on President Trump's public financial disclosures. 2. All documents from November 2016 through 2018 regarding the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., and all documents from 2017 through 2018 regarding any financial transactions between President Trump and any foreign or domestic state agency or government official. For each of these categories, however, key documents were apparently never provided to or retained by Mazars. For example, with regard to the first category, the committee's Democratic staff specifically requested information regarding a $20 million loan made by Daewoo, a South Korean commercial entity, that was not reported on President Trump's 2015, 2016, or 2017 public financial disclosures. Mazars responded that it had no documents related to this loan. With regard to the second category, the committee's Democratic staff specifically requested hotel guest ledgers covering the 2017 presidential inauguration. Although Mazars provided hotel guest ledgers for various other time periods, it responded that it did not have ledgers covering the 2017 inauguration. And with regard to the third category, the committee's Democratic staff specifically requested information regarding ICBC's nearly $2 million a year lease in Trump Tower. Once again, Mazars represented that it had no responsive documents. The myriad payments by foreign governments, royalty, state-owned companies, and foreign agents revealed in the documents that Mazars did produce, as well as in Trump's records, raise two distinct yet intertwined constitutional concerns. First, President Trump's unprecedented acceptance of these hidden foreign payments clearly violated the Constitution's prohibition against a president's acceptance of foreign state emoluments without Congress's consent. Second, President Trump's failure to comply with the Foreign Emoluments Clause and to uphold his oath of office produced the exact kinds of presidential corruption and conflicts between the president's personal financial interests and the public interest that this constitutional provision was designed to prevent. As James Madison wrote, the Foreign Emoluments Clause was adopted due to the necessity of preserving foreign ministers and other officers of the U.S. independent of external influence. As demonstrated throughout this report, Donald Trump's business interests provided an irresistible entry point for external influence in American foreign policy and a continuing source of corruption in Trump's conduct of U.S. foreign policy. It is these two linked concerns that this report seeks to bring to light and begin to remedy. The framers assumed that presidents would comply with the Constitution's specific requirement to seek Congress's consent in order to retain any and all foreign emoluments being dangled before them. Before the Trump administration, every president had done just that. The framers clearly never envisioned a president who would simply disregard the constitutional wall of separation between the president's personal finances and foreign government money inducements. The unprecedented scope and scale of Mr. Trump's receipt of unconstitutional foreign funds and the failure of the current statutory regime to ensure an effective and timely response to his violations of the Constitution demonstrate the pressing need to overhaul ethics and disclosure laws to protect essential anti-corruption principles in our law and Constitution from such flagrant executive branch abuse. Congress must now decide how to respond. This report urges Congress to consider adopting a new legislative disclosure regime to help Congress obtain the information it needs to perform its assigned constitutional function of evaluating and either approving or rejecting the acceptance of foreign government emoluments by the President and other federal officials. This report also recommends that Congress consider instituting a more formal procedure for presidents and other officials to seek Congress's permission when they receive and want to retain such emoluments. In the meantime, this investigation will continue to inform Congress and the American people about how to prevent senior public officials from taking advantage of their positions to reap private financial windfalls from foreign states, not only during, but immediately before and after taking public office. Further, while this report focuses on former President Trump's violations of the Constitution's Foreign Emoluments Clause, the Mazars documents also reveal a pattern of payments from domestic individuals, entities, and foreign agencies that raise significant potential conflicts of interest and potential violations of the Constitution's Domestic Emoluments Clause through expenditures at Trump-owned businesses. These will be the focus of a subsequent report. The chart below identifies spending by foreign governments and entities at Trump-owned properties, all in violation of the Constitution's Foreign Emoluments Clause, as reflected in the limited records produced to the committee by Mazars and identified in publicly available information. China, $5,572,548. Trump business patronized, Trump Tower, Trump International Hotel, Washington, D.C., Trump International Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada. Saudi Arabia, $615,422. Trump businesses patronized, Trump World Tower, Trump International Hotel, Washington, D.C. Qatar, $465,744. Trump business patronized, Trump World Tower. Kuwait, $303,372. Trump businesses patronized, Trump World Tower, Trump International Hotel, Washington, D.C. India, $282,764. Trump businesses patronized, Trump World Tower, Trump International Hotel, Washington, D.C. For the rest, I'll continue by just listing the country and the amount that was spent at Trump businesses. Malaysia, $248,962. Afghanistan, $154,750. Philippines, $74,810. United Arab Emirates, $65,225. Democratic Republic of Congo, $25,171. Kazakhstan, $23,772. Thailand, $11,340. Self-declared Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, $8,800. Mongolia, $8,486. Lebanon, $7,720. Albania, $6,002. Kosovo, $4,950. Latvia, $2,739. Turkey, $1,894. Hungary, $1,011. Cyprus, $590. In addition, records provided to the committee by Mazars indicate that Azerbaijan, Georgia, Namibia, Romania, and Costa Rica had accounts at a Trump-owned property after Donald Trump was elected president, but Mazars did not provide any documents detailing the purposes or amounts of these countries' expenditures. We'll continue next time reading this report, White House for Sale, how princes, prime ministers, and premiers paid off President Trump, from the Democratic staff of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability. We're going to go through this whole thing, and we're just a small fraction of the way through. There's a lot more to come. We're only about 10% of the way through it. So stay tuned. There will be more, and stay tuned. This is interesting reading. I want to thank Ace Elson and Rosabelle Hine for producing this program. I want to urge you to go to facepalmamerica.com for more information about the show. And please, rate and review our program on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and other platforms where you can do that. It benefits the show greatly, helps us spread the word. And until next time, enjoy the day.